Right.
What's up, world? This is Maxwell 3000 Productions. I am Maxwell 3000. I want to welcome you to another edition of Real Role Models in our community. I have the pleasure and honor to have my big bro, my friend Vincent Cason back with you. How are you, bro?
Yes, sir. Man, I am awesome, man. Thanks to the goodness and grace of the Lord. I ain't got no complaints, man. I could complain, but it ain't gonna get me nothing done anyway.
Nah, it wouldn't do you no good.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
before we do anything, I want to highlight that T-shirt you got on, and I want you to tell
Oh
me
yeah,
what is
yeah,
that
man.
about, and just take a
Lord,
moment just to tell me all about what that is.
man, I sure will, man. First off, glory to God, man. This is my nephew's brand right here. His MCD, Music City Deshaun. Music City D. Um, he's a local rapper here, from here in Lebanon. Represents 615 and all the surrounding counties, and not just surrounding counties, but Tennessee as a whole. As far as the hip hop game goes today, he um he saw a avenue, that needed to be explored, man, with the change of back to real hip hop, and not just necessarily about drills and drugs and
Trap.
pimping and pandering and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Even though it says Tennessee pimping, it's not about that negative outlook of the word. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's all about a positive twist on it, and that's the way that he's bringing it to the table, man. And man, hey, I'm so proud of my nephew, man. I got a lot of nieces, nephews, man, that's doing their thing, but Deshaun, he's really one of the ones, man, that's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk, and he's making it happen for the city, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah. Shout out to MCD. And
Yes, sir.
I don't know Deshaun personally. We've been around each other, church and family events and stuff like that. And I will say that he always presents himself well. He is always
Yeah, yeah,
respectful. He is
yeah,
always most of the not always, but most of the time I see him, he is with his family, and
yeah, yeah,
that just speaks so much to me about his character. I mean,
yeah.
being your nephew and the family, and I got a lot of respect for your pops and your brother and your sister, and just I got a lot of respect for your family. So I already
Right.
have that for him on that strength. But then on his own, he presents very well. And you should be proud of that for sure. And it looks like he's
Yeah.
grinding on this thing. I mean, he's not just
Yes, he
kind of talk.
is,
He
man.
is out here putting in some work. It looks like so. Shout out to
Uh,
him. And if he would like to jump on this thing with me, that'd be hey, let him know, man. Hook that thing
I
up and
got
we'll do it.
man, I got you, man. Yeah, we are, man. The whole entire family is proud. In fact, um, I mean, of course, you may have, one or two here and there that, may view it differently, but for the most part, man, and I've felt nothing but love for him throughout the whole city. You know what I'm saying?
So
Nothing but support, man. Every event that he has, he has a team. I call it his entourage. Because like man, they follow him wherever he go. They go. You know, uh, he's been flown out to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? He's been in Georgia and Atlanta many times, man. Performing. He's been uh like he's been on the radio in Florida, down in Miami, man. Pitbull, I think he was telling me that Pitbull was had him on his radio station. Pitbull got his
yeah,
own radio station
yeah.
in Miami and everything, and he getting a lot of airplay down that way. You know what I'm saying, making his money and everything. So, like I
Yeah.
say, man, we all proud of him, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
um,
Hey, the
it's
whole
just a
city's
beautiful
proud of
thing
him.
to witness.
I
Yeah,
speak for the
yeah,
town on that, man. We all proud of him as far as that
yeah,
goes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I'll just say,
Yeah, he
there's a lot of musical talent in Lebanon. There's a lot of musical talent in Tennessee that gets overlooked. You know what I mean? Particularly
yeah,
in the hip
yeah.
hop world. You know what I mean? A lot of folks think
And
about
that's what
Memphis.
I was
You know
just
what
getting
I
ready to
mean?
touch.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. That's why I was just getting ready to touch. He's what he's trying to do is he's trying to open the door for those overlooked artists, because as you just stated, man, there's a lot of artists here in Tennessee that really have the potential, man, to be the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? So, um, for him to be not only doing what he's doing, but the way that he's doing it, man, I give nephew all the props in the world, man, and
Yeah.
the fact that he's keeping it, he's keeping it clean, so to speak. Again, like I said, the things that he's rapping about, you know what I'm saying, it's not your typical uh music today. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, and I understand, you know what I'm saying, with generations come involvement in your expression. You know what I'm saying? So um I can understand where music has taken its turn, you know what I'm saying, over the years or whatever. But with nephew, he's like, wait, hold up. We're getting away from the basics. We're getting away from our roots. We're getting away from the true depths of who we are, you know what I'm saying, not just as people, but even as artists, you know what I'm saying? So that to me is what he brings to the table that's lacking in a lot of artists today. And like I said, man, the whole overall message, man, it's all about positivity. You know what I'm saying? And on top of it all, he keeps God first.
Amen.
Won't none of this be possible if it wasn't for God. So,
Amen.
like I said before, man, shout out to him, and just to see the transition in him from being a child to a young adult to now a fully grown man with kids and a wife and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah. Especially because like what we was just talking about with my niece Mariana, nephew was around the same things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
He was around the gangster uncle. You know what I'm saying? He was around the dope selling uncles, the womanizing uncles, and his father was a drug dealer, went to prison. A lot of us, man, we influenced him negatively. You know what I'm saying? A good duration of his life. So for him to turn around and flip it and turn it into what he's doing now, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a
That's
beautiful
yeah,
thing.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And we could spend a long time talking about him, about hip hop in Tennessee. I mean, we talking about the talent here. I mean, I think about folks like Vinny the Shark down in Chattanooga. I think about folks like
Okay.
Haystack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how these guys
Yeah.
were really before their time, but it just didn't it wasn't ready for the hit yet. You know what I mean? It just
Right.
didn't hit yet because of
Yeah.
maybe where we're from and the market and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But a lot of these guys and some other, I can't remember my guy in Knoxville that was pretty dope. But there was a lot of guys from Tennessee that kind of set the stage for what's popping now. You know,
Yeah.
and but
Yeah.
anyways, we could
Yeah.
spend a whole lot
Yeah.
of time
Yeah.
on that,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
not going to do that today. Um,
All right.
Tell me about how's it going with your walk in your walk as a pastor, and what's going on at Let God Rise Worship Center, and how is that going?
Man, remarkable. If I had to sum it up with one word, it would be remarkable. Um, like we was discussing earlier, man, I went from being a outreach pastor to being the youth pastor, and since our last sit down with each other, man, we've been able to make some great strides, man, as far as movement goes. Um, we have this youth prom. In fact, it's this Saturday that myself and my youth staff at LGA, we've put together this youth prom for the youth here, not just for the kids. Initially I wanted it for the smaller children, but I got to thinking. I said, well, since this is not just gonna be something about smaller children, I wanted this whole prom thing because of this. Every year, each child finishes school. Now, whether you graduating from high school or whether you graduating from middle school, going to high school, or whether you graduating from elementary, going to middle school, or whether you're just going from first to second grade, you transition. You see what I'm saying? And each and every year, the only ones who are really getting the props for their growth and their transitions is the juniors and seniors in high school. Everybody else just, okay, well, you finished school, good job. No, no, that's where the problem lies with me. I feel like our youth here, when they get to a certain age, if they're not getting that type of same type of treatment as far as, you know what I'm saying, let's do something for you doing a good job, you know what I'm saying, then eventually you're gonna lose them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose them. I don't want them. I don't feel like our children should wait just until they reach that peak of almost graduating before they can actually attend a prom or some formal event. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop the age group down and make it from age 0 to 6. We're gonna be having votings for prom court and everything where they can feel like they are a winner of some sort. 7 through 12 is going to be the voting for prom prince and princess. So they have like they've accomplished something, like they worked towards something this year. Now they actually pay it off. And then from 13 to 16, same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the king and queen voting though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we're trying to. I got a local artist from Clarksville named Mo Focus. You know what I'm saying? He's a Christian based artist. And he's recently, him and his lovely wife, Lady T, shout out to them. They just recently joined LGA congregation. And, but he is an artist. You know, this is what he does. He has music out now. He's going to be performing. His, it's a woman of God. Her name is Sis. She goes by the artist name of Sis, which stands for Sisters in something. His name's the name of her is Sis, but I can't remember what the SIS stand for right now. But she will be there performing. You know what I'm saying? We have sponsors from Publix. Publix had sponsored some of the food for this event. We had another sponsor that unfortunately they weren't able to come through. Well, I say, let me say this: as of right now, they haven't been able to come through. You never know what God may pull for us, you know. But we've had many others, man, that make donations. They don't have a kid to come, but they just wanted to send me $15 to cover the ticket of another child who may need it. You know what I'm saying? So it's been outstanding support. Um, I've had people just tell me that hey, we're not gonna be there, but we're gonna be praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Anything else we can do, man, it ain't nothing but God, man. You
Yeah.
know, because
Yeah, and it's
I see.
interesting. What I kind of hear in that might be important is, we've been in church our whole lives. Sometimes you
Yeah,
don't know all what's going on with these kids,
right,
right? And you
right.
don't know which kid needs that encouragement in that
Yes, sir.
moment at that year to keep
Yes.
them going, right? To keep them in
Hmm.
that positive pathway, right? And
Hmm.
so that's pretty awesome if you can provide that encouragement for just one kid. A party for all
Right.
the kids is great, but if you, that one that needs it, right? Like Jesus
Hmm.
leaving the 99, right?
Yeah.
If you can
Yeah. Yeah.
encourage that one to
Yeah.
stay on the positive path, um,
Yeah.
that's a miracle, right? That's
Yeah.
what we call it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is, and
So
that's what it's all about, man. You know, uh, each one reach one, each one teach one. You know, and that's how it goes. You know, somebody had to take the time out for me. I was a mess.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
you know, but yet here I am, thanks to the goodness of God. So, you know, who am I to not, you know, want to do the same thing for the next kid, man? You know, it never know. Like for instance, we had a child who had just um, got with the church. Well, got with the youth of the church. I guess probably about a little over a year ago. You know, now he's one of the main singers of the youth choir. You know, and he sings. It's not like he just has this wonderful angelic Michael Jackson voice at the young age like that. You know what I'm saying? But he has the heart And the way he sings from his heart makes what comes out of his voice beautiful. And
Yeah.
man, it does. And just seeing this, man, like how could we not take the time out for these kids? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Even in the Bible, is our instructions are to go out amongst the world. You know what I'm saying? Preaching and teaching the gospel, making disciples out of men. You know, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
This is where
Yep.
it starts. You know, so that's uh that's what we're doing, man. And so yeah, man. And like I said, man, I thank God for having me in this position because I never saw it coming. I
Right.
never saw it coming. In fact, I never saw me being here with you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like sitting as a quote unquote role model. It's like who would have ever thought that
Yeah.
other than
Yeah.
God? So and like I said, with me being here, now and doing this, I just I feel like now it's more so of feeling like I don't just have to do this. I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it, man. I mean, it's one thing when you're just wanting to do something just to be doing something different. But then when you start doing it and you see the difference that it's making in somebody else's life, like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's dope,
I have
bro.
to do this. I really do. I want to
That's
do
dope.
this. You know?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is super dope. And you already know, man. If you need help, support, organizing, you know that's what I do. Holler at me. You know I
I
got you.
know.
You already know, bro. I'm not
I
saying
know.
that you need me. I ain't
Yes, sir.
nobody
I know.
special, but if you ever do, you know where I'm at. So that's some
Hey,
beautiful
you
stuff.
are somebody special. You are somebody special. You somebody who can give assistance. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what it's all about, bro. Um, we are human. So all we can do is what we can do. You know what I'm saying? But when a person is not even willing to do that, you know what I'm saying? Just something small is, hey man, just offering yourself.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's not of God right there, man.
Yeah.
God he put his self out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For each and every single one of us. Now, I know many may watch this, have different beliefs or whatever, so I don't want to get, too onto that part. But um, one thing that I'm pretty sure every one of us believes in, and that's the power of God, So um, for me, I guess just to sum it all up, if it had not been for God and everything that He's allowed me to be part of, allow me to learn from, allow me to get burned from, allow me to grow from. If it had not been for these ups and these downs, you know what I'm saying, then I wouldn't be able to say that I have experienced a true part of life. I have. Now I'm in this position where I have this knowledge, this experience, this age, this, you know what I'm saying, that I have that totem that I'm up here on.
Authenticity.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why Gura said that totem that I'm on of this authenticity. You know what I'm saying? When I look at this right here, still trying to get to where I'm at, if nothing else in age. You see what I'm saying? If they're trying to get to where I'm at, who am I not to give them some tips? Who am I to, you know, steer them in the wrong direction? No, I'm gonna bring you with me. I'm gonna bring you
Something
with me
that
because if I don't,
Yeah, and
yeah,
and what
yeah,
I'm hearing more than anything, and we talked a lot last time, was about these transitions in life,
yeah,
right? And make sure I ain't got no flags behind me when I say this, but kind of that growth and development, right? You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
And kind
yeah,
of what
right,
that
right.
means to people
Yes.
and how that works and how we as not just men. I mean, I don't want to be sexist and all that American machismo that we talked about last time that we suffer from,
Right.
but just as people, as leaders, right? We have a
Hmm.
responsibility to our community and to our youth to make sure that growth and development is going in a positive manner, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm hearing
Absolutely.
from you. And we talk a
Yes. Yeah.
lot.
Because it's
Go ahead.
yeah. Because it's not just uh one dimensional. You know what I'm saying? You have your education with school that you have to grow in. You have your elevation in life on your own terms when you're out of school on your way back home, when you're in between with these kids. You see what I'm saying? And you're on your own amongst your own peers. You have that transitioning. You have when you come back home and now you're back into the house of, you know what I'm saying, where it's rules and by your mother and father and everything. You see what I'm saying? It's that transitioning. These kids, they have it. But one thing that is not taught, one thing that's overlooked amongst these kids as they're growing is one day I'm going to transition to a whole nother level. One day that transition is going to be that I'm no longer here in this flesh. I'm going to be in spirit. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be with God again. I'm going to be so to me, and it's not to teach them, okay, well, prepare for death. No, it's not teaching them that. It is preparing them for life. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? We're preaching this through each and every step that I just named, each and every dimension that I just mentioned. We are preaching the righteous steps of it, the righteousness, the way that you are to conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? The way even when you come to church, you know what I'm saying? When it's praying, you stop. You don't talk, you stop, you bow your head, just it's all a matter of respect. It's all a matter of because that word, even with the respect, you can't have growth until you have that respect. You have to know what it is that you're respecting and what you see what I'm saying, and get that mental concept down before you're able to actually realize it later on. Oh, okay, I've grown. I don't do that same stuff no more. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
what it said. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I had as a child, spoke as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish
Put
things. You
away
know what I'm saying?
childish things.
It's all we're doing, man. It's
Yeah,
all we're
yeah.
doing.
That's
Basic
good stuff.
instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, and we're gonna transition a little bit right now because I want to take it back if we can, like you knew that I would, and like I do so well. No, I'm talking crazy now. But let's go back kind of to the beginning. Tell
Okay.
me again. When were you born? Give me your birthday.
I was born April 5th, 1978.
78. So big
Yeah.
48. Birthday
Yeah.
not too long ago. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
big bro.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That was one
And
of the best ones I've had in years, man.
that's cool too. That's cool
Yeah.
too. So tell me about were you born here in Lebanon?
Yes. Yes. Born here in Lebanon. Um, I say all the time I was born here in Lebanon, but I got my raising from the city of Detroit. You know, because my mother was from Detroit, and all her brother and her sisters from Detroit, and so growing up, man, we get out of school, man, and go spend a month or so in Detroit, man, for the summer, and then come back when it's time to go to school. Sometimes, not every
Yeah.
time, but and that's my family up there, man. That's pretty much who I look to as far as to grow through. You know what I'm saying? And 'cause my family down here, I mean, I seen them all the time. I was with them all
Yeah.
the time, so I didn't really just take it into depth of what they would say to me as much as I did when I went up north, and my aunties and all my cousins up there would speak to me. So, but like I said, yeah, I'm raised here in Lebanon, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not the message, it's the messenger, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Sometimes it
sure,
is.
for sure.
Sometimes
All right.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit. So, your father, Roy, what was your mother's name again? And I'm sorry, I just never knew her,
Deborah.
so I don't. Deborah
Yeah.
Cason. So
Hmm.
it was your pops and your moms, and Veronica's the oldest, and then Darren, and then here comes you, right?
Yep,
Um,
yep.
what
And
is
then my
kind
little
of your
sister
early?
Rachel.
Yeah, later on. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are some of those earliest memories? Where were y'all living at? Do you remember where your folks lived at when you were
Oh
born?
man, my earliest memory of where we lived, we was living in the second circle of Lake Street, Upton Heights projects. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, it was. I remember my fourth birthday. I remember my outfit that I had on, and Mama used to have my hair in some plaits. And she used to love putting beads on me. Back then boys wore beads too. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's what I was raised around. You know what I'm saying? Where boys had beads in their hair too. But she used to have my hair in these plaits, man. And used to have these little beads. And I remember my fourth birthday to be exact because I remember I was so upset that my mama had like I had on a baby blue outfit. You know what I'm saying? It was something like a little cowboy outfit. I remember my mama putting some. She had some baby blue beads, but they was like a transparent, see-through clear, but they were like a baby blue color. And I didn't want them. I wanted the little red beads that was right there because in my blue little outfit, it had like how the little cowboy design going across your shirt and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and with the little with the little tassel like stuff hanging from it. Well, it was red. It was red and white. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling her I wanted the red in it to go with the red that was it. And she was like, no, you go with it. So I was tore up about it. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing that I remember about my fourth birthday, man. But yeah, we was living in Upton Heights projects, man, over on Lake Street, years ago, man. But
It's
that was
funny
yeah,
what we remember, right? It's funny
yeah.
those things we remember, and it's also funny to me that maybe I mean 4 years old. I mean you ain't paying too much attention to pops, but that fashion sense is just kind of innate in there. It seems
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It
That's
is. It is,
kind of funny
man,
to
because
me.
you had mentioned Mariana's graduation, her graduating and everything last week. Look, check this out. I get to the graduation, and when I walk in to sit, I'm looking for my family and everything. I saw where my sister was. I said, okay. Now I'm going over here to where my sister is, and I just happen to see out the corner of my eye this guy, man, in this lime green hat with the white brim and had on the white blazer with lime green up under it and lime green. I looked, I said,
That's
man, look
pops.
at my daddy.
That's pops.
Man,
Yeah,
Pops was in that shop. He's in that sugar shop, man.
yeah,
So yeah, but that's him though. That's my
yeah.
daddy. It's two things. It's two things a person will always and forever be able to say about my father, other than him being a good man. They're gonna say that he worked hard and that he was a clean dresser. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because my pops, man, yeah, he stays
He
like
put
even on
on.
his
Yeah,
normal days.
yeah,
Even on his normal days, he can ready to go to work. You think he can ready to go to a event or something? You know what I'm saying?
mm,
He just sharp. He
yeah,
just sharp.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
dope.
love that.
Well,
Shout out to
man,
Roy
there's a
Cason.
lot we've already talked about a lot, and we ain't even got into nothing yet. You
I
know what I
know, man.
mean?
We've been 30 minutes already. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's all right. That's all right because we've
Yeah,
really set up kind of where we probably want to spend time at. And I don't know how
yeah,
long y'all might have stayed on Lake Street. And we're not really going to talk about that right now, but kind of, maybe alluding to our next episode. We both know um, kind of the growth and development of that neighborhood over the
yeah,
years,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so
yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
fun to get into as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, and speaking of the growth and development of that right there, man, I got to give a major shout out and give props to Patrick Johnson, Evangelist Patrick Johnson. who's over the housing authority and everything here in Wilson County and Lebanon and everything. Listen, he's done a remarkable job. I haven't been over there lately to see the changes and everything, but the last time I was over that way, man, hey, big difference, huge, man, just remarkable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
and again, it just goes shows you, you know what I'm saying. When you got God on your side, man, you got it down, man. You know what you want to do, you need to do. When you do it, man, it turns out to be a beautiful thing. And because, like I said, I I remember when that was the stomping grounds for a whole lot of things going on around here under the sun that should not be exposed, but now that's not what
Oh,
that
we
is.
gonna
I'm talking about
expose it.
it's not even, yeah, it's not just uh uh different now. Like it's like 99% removed from how it used to be. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I already
Yeah,
know, and yeah, big
yeah,
shout out to Patrick Johnson. You know that
yes,
is my wife's pastor, but also
yeah,
was my mentor in my professional career. Um, and he, if you know, you know, right? And
yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah. That's
hopefully
one of
through,
them guys. That's one of them brothers right there. If you know, you know.
if
Yeah,
you know, you know. And look, I can be
yeah,
critical of him as well. I'm critical of myself. I can be critical
yeah.
of Johnson just like anybody else. Like you said earlier, we are
Right,
all human, right?
right,
But
right.
what you cannot take away what he has done in Upton Heights and
Yep.
Inman Court. And we
You
can leave
can't.
that kind of right
You
there for
can't.
now, and we'll pick
You
that up.
can't.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's up. Yeah,
yeah.
we'll do that.
All
We'll
right.
do that.
Well,
Yeah.
brother, we're gonna sign off for today. I really appreciate you. Like I said, we're gonna pick this up, but it is my goal to kind of continue through this, and I want to take my time so we can really unpack and really kind of discuss and digest all the aspects of your life and the insights of into the world, Lebanon, and other places that you're going to give. Um,
I got you.
you got anything else before we close out? Well, before that, I do want to say, because you mentioned it a couple of times, I was asking you about your niece Amoriana before we started,
Hmm.
and I
Right.
just, she graduated this year, and so since we're on here and you mentioned her, I just want to say
Yeah.
congratulations to her. Like, just a big shout
Yes.
out. I've watched her growth,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud of her. And congratulations to all the graduates. I've got a lot of
Yeah.
folks that I've
Absolutely.
watched grow up graduating. So I just want to say
Yes.
congratulations to her specifically for sure. Um,
Yeah.
is there
Yes.
anything
That's
else you
that's
want
what
to
I
add?
want to. Yeah, that's what I want to say as well, man. Shout out to not only my niece Mariana for graduating and everything and fighting through her trials and tribulations, but also huge shout out to my niece Mayana. Mayana just graduated college with her third degree. You see what I'm saying?
Amen.
And you know, now, I've always expected that out of her. In fact, she's still nowhere close to the
Her,
expectations that I have for her, just because of the simple fact of her brain. That girl is brilliant. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's beyond smart. She used to come to the prison. She used to come to the prison to visit me and be like, "Come on, Unc, if you love us, you leaving with us." And she was never like 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, shout out to her. Shout out to my son Xavier. He graduated fifth grade yesterday, transitioning over into middle school. And also to my youngest boy, Kingston. He graduated kindergarten yesterday and will be going to first grade next year. And not only them, but I'm gonna end this with um, like you just said, man. Shout out to all the graduates, every single one of them, no matter what age group you may be in, but especially those that are graduating from high school and transitioning over into college or job corps or whatever your future may be. I pray that God blesses you and that he forever keeps you wrapped closely, tightly in his bosom and under his care, keeps you safe from all danger and harm that may lurk around you, and man, just keep going. Just keep going in life, man. No matter what may come across, man, God
Keep
got
it
you.
going.
So keep going.
Keep it going.
Just keep
Amen.
going.
Amen.
Shout out to you too, Max 3000.
And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah.
This has been another edition of Real Role Models in our community. Maxwell 3000 Productions. I am Maxwell 3000. Peace and love.